Ahoy, shipmates! Took a little weekend break to this fantastic cottage here in Wales. And as you can see, it's got a phenomenal view of the trains coming past. This cottage is available from the Landmark Trust. I'll put a link for it down in the description or maybe up in the top left-hand corner. Landmark Trust has a great selection of very interesting properties all over the country. This cottage is only accessible by train or by walking up a mountain path. As seems to be the case every time I go to Wales, it's raining. Bleiddiau, the Bleiddiau Railway, is having an open day this weekend. A big festival heritage weekend, and their trains are non-stop going up and down. Absolutely phenomenal. This is one way to get to the cottage. You get on the train, you tell the guard you want to get off, station.
Yeah, it's okay.
And they try and stop the train in the right place, which they didn't this time. They missed. It does feel very special having a train deliver you right to your little tiny platform.
Perfect. Just like there, you okay?
You just hop out, and there we are. If you want to catch the train, you have to stand on this platform, hold your arm out perfectly at 90 degrees, and do not wave it whatsoever. If you hold your arm out, remain still, the train will stop and pick you up. If there's any type of movement in your hand and arm, they will consider you're waving, toot the horn, and wave at you as they go flying past. This train has come from Bleiddiau, and is now heading down to Portmadoc. That's definitely the easiest way to get to the cottage. However, when we first arrived, we arrived rather late in the evening and the trains had stopped running. So there is an alternative to the train, and that is walking up a little mountain path, and I'll show you how that works. There's a little lane, not very long, but it's quite well made up, so you can bring any car on it. It's not full of holes and ditches and things. You park at the top of the lane, then there's a little gate here. You go through the gate and walk on up the mountain. The specific instructions for the cottage say rolling luggage not recommended. It seems easy enough when you first start. You think to yourself, I'm sure rolling luggage will be fine, but no, it very quickly turns into a bit of a mountain climb. I think it's about a 400 or 500 metre walk. When we arrived, it was dark, so we had to have head torches, bring our luggage up, all our food for the weekend. Yes, it's much better to arrive on the train, much simpler. Just up here, there's a little sign giving some information about the wildlife and various different bits and pieces in the area. There's also a path branching off to the right. And I didn't go down that, but if you follow that, it takes you to the back of a hotel, which is about a mile away, just under a mile away. And the hotel has a really good bar.
That might be the way down to the pub.
But the weather conditions weren't really suitable for that, so we didn't try the bar, unfortunately. Certainly, if you'd been out at the bar one evening, you'd have quite a walk home, probably better suited to the summertime. Landmark Trust, I think, have done a really good job refurbishing this property. It was completely derelict in 2010, and they've spent a lot of time and money making it really smart. It's well heated, it's got a wood burner, all the basics that you need. Decent sized kitchen. Sleeps 4 people. I would say it's very adequately sized for 4 people. As you can see, it's starting to get a little steeper here. And of course, at night time, you can't even see where you're going. There's no street lights. You have to rely on your head torch. The Landmark Trust have a whole series of interesting properties all over the country. Follies, forts, old country houses, gatehouses, all sorts of interesting things. I'd certainly recommend them if you want an interesting location to stay for the weekend. Absolutely fantastic location, this cottage. Built in 1863 for the railway superintendent, or as they were known back then, constables. The name Coed Bleiddiau, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, means wood of wolves, and it said the last wolf in Wales was killed on the heavily wooded slopes that surround the cottage. A horse tramway was laid between Bleiddiau and Portmadog in the 1830s, transport for the Welsh slate industry. In the early 1860s, it was upgraded to a steam locomotive, and the winter of 1863-64, this cottage was built as an intermediate stop. Today, a few miles up from Town Quay station, it has its own private platform, which you can alight from. Bleiddiau Railway has been regarded as one of the most scenic railways in Britain. As you can see, we're getting closer. Cottage is up there on the hill. Cottage is built from local slate and granite. The slate mines are at the other end of the railway. Built from local slate and granite, the cottage hunkers low into the mountain slope. It has low eaves and thick walls for snugness. Mr. Hovden lived here with his wife and 7 children. I did read somewhere, and I think he had 2 children. Later, this humble cottage was used as a holiday home by the renowned composer Sir Granville Bartók. Past the stream, one last steep bit. And we're almost at the cottage. Stop, look and listen. Beware of trains. Right, they've given us a number for the padlock. Let me open that. And yes, let's make sure we look to the right. Look to the left. There's the cottage. And our own little platform. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. That is the name of the cottage. Has 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, kitchen, and a lounge. Snuggled in here at the base of this hill. And a small amount of garden as well. All right, let's take you on a quick tour of the inside, shall we? You come in through the front door into the lounge area. We had the wood burner pretty much going all weekend. Very cosy indeed. Comfy chairs here, and it was certainly very warm. Never complaints about being cold in this place. There's a lovely painting there of the slate mines. I noticed there's a fantastic guest book here that tells you all the history of the tower. And look at this. Anybody recognise that tower? I think you probably do. That's just down at Cowshot Beach. Luttrell Tower. Let's have a look at the first bedroom. It's a double room here. And the best thing about this room is you can be in bed, look out the window and watch the trains go past first thing in the morning. Second bedroom is upstairs. This is where the 7 children would have stayed. And the same with this one as well. When you're in bed, you can look out of the window and see the trains coming up the valley. Lovely high ceilings in the main lounge here. It's the cleaning lady. This is the kitchen. Lovely big table. And there is a range at the end, although I don't think it functions as a range anymore. more of a aesthetic piece. And then just behind here is a decent sized bathroom, where again you can have a poo with a view. But of course, this is really why you come to this cottage, for the endless and non-stop action going past your front door. I think it's one of the few moments it wasn't raining. You can hear the trains coming all the way up the valley. You can hear the honking and tooting, so you've got plenty of warning. It does sound like the trains are going 100 miles an hour, but they don't really go past that quickly. And everyone waves on board as well. It's the Heritage Weekend, so lots of people dressed up in Victorian clothing. Heading off down to the next stop, down to Portmadoc. Well, hope you've enjoyed that one, shipmates. It's an excellent place to go if you want a weekend away. Till next time, shipmates.